It's not the same. The difference is back in when I was there before, it was gangs. It was gang related. It was gang territory. Yep. So like we knew each other. Everybody knew each other. But now it's not gang territory. It's not the 90s. It's not the early 2000s where it was gang related. Everything is just all everybody selfishly killing and doing shit for themselves to survive.
And growing up down there, I mean, the way I see it is growing up down there is either you're going to sink or you're going to rise above. There's no other options. But there is no other option. You either sink and become your environment or you rise above and you prove all the haters wrong. And I think we've both done a really good job at proving...
Hey, we didn't join gangs.
We didn't. And
I didn't get gangbanged.
Is that what we need to do to get your life back on track?
To get gangbanged?
Get a train running, choo-choo.
Toot toot. No. That's
we'll call
not
it
gonna... you know what? Sex... that's the least thing on my fucking mind after what I've gone through.
Yeah.
Even though, like, it should be, but you know what? I'm not the type of person that...
It's not the sex, it's the intimacy.
I'm demisexual. Like, I need that fucking connection and attraction before... Like, I've been demisexual before it became popular. Like, 10 years ago...
Before it had a label?
Yeah, before, like, it became this popular and it has its own flag now. I saw him, I was like, what?
Yeah, so for me, I am so incredibly demi and sapiosexual. It's like not even funny. I would be the product of Lilith from Frasier and Sheldon if they got together and had a kid.
Oh, jeez.
It's not a top priority for me, but the connection is. If I'm with that person that you can have that true intimacy with, it's like I've told my husband, if all you're looking for is a physical release, there are ways to go about that. But you can't recreate that intimacy with touching and cuddling and just feeling the love. Feeling the love.
I wouldn't even know what that feels like.
That's so sad. I'll cuddle you, I'll eat some Taco Bell, that way I can be a jetpack when I'm the big spoon.
I have opportunities to be a hoe, but do I want to go that route?
Well,
no.
You totally could.
I could.
Your little chart looks like those old cootie bugs that we used to play with, where you stick the legs in.
Before the episode, we were discussing narcissism, and because I found out a really interesting term today called narcissist flying monkeys. It is a so here it goes. My little diagram, I'll do it again. So there's a narcissist, it's the narc on the top. But then they have these little satellite dishes of them, which are called the flying monkeys, and they could know that the narcissist is wrong, but because they are loyal to the narcissist, they will follow the narcissist into the void. They would turn against you. So say that you have a friend and they're a narcissist, and then you have two other friends with you, and they're going to be loyal to that friend, and fucking anything you tell them, they'll agree with you, and then, yeah, you know, this is wrong, but then go back and be like, well, I'm loyal to you. Because I've been in that situation 2 times in the past 5 years. And it's shitty. It's really shitty.
It's basically Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls. It really is. Oh, I'm the best friend. I swear, you can tell me anything. I'll keep it a secret. There's a reason why my walls are so thick and my circle's the size of a Cheerio, because I don't be trusting people.
And you know what the scary thing is because you can have that sort of dynamics in a household. So let's say there's the grandma. There's the G-ma. I'm drawing again. Oh, the pen ran out. No, it didn't. There's the G-ma. She has children. Here's, let's say, 3 or 4 children.
Little cootie bug legs.
And then, there's the 3 or 4 children. And then those children have their own children. Let's say this one has 2, so it's just generational traumatic bullshit that needs to end at some point.
It's an abuse cycle, and it, like physical, sexual, mental, psychological,
financial.
Narcissism can run in cycles. I mean, if that's all you ever know, and this is what you've been raised to think is the right way to do something or think, then it's not always easy to break that. But it's also important to realize that you're not responsible for breaking the cycles of others. It's not on you. You can only control what you control. You can't control what other people do. Just like you can't help others that aren't willing to get help for themselves.
Oh, definitely.
And so, it's sucky. I mean, growing up, I didn't have the physical abuse, but there was a lot of other abuses there. And my mom thought that, well, because I didn't beat you and your sister, I broke the cycle. It's like, no, you really didn't. You just transferred it to a different way.
Yeah, the abuse is...
It's still there. And, well, I am of the personal opinion that psychological and emotional abuse are worse. Because you can't see the injuries. They're all up in your head and in your actions. It's not a broken arm, and it doesn't detract from the physical.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form. It's just a different kind of pain, and without the right help, it's very long-lasting, potentially permanent. I need to go back to school.
Yeah, you do.
5 classes and a dissertation away.
But the thing is, with the narcissists, the question always has risen, because I am in a narcissist recovery group. And, the question always rises is like, do they know what they're doing, or is it just because this is just something that they do? And that's a question that I can't answer, and they probably couldn't answer. And my psychology friends, because I have a lot of friends that are in psychology majors and professions, like actual professions, like this is the job that they do every day. Like one friend works at a jail for juvenile children, and then one friend does it for family style counseling. So like I have these people in my life that know a lot of things, and so I talk to them about things that have happened in my life, and they're like, well, this is what it sounds like. And it's rough, because you can tell somebody because I am a psychology major, and when I see things, I call it, and I'm like, this is what's going on, and this is what I'm seeing. And then the people do not want to live, they don't like to be called out on their shit, and so they ignore it. And when a person can't manipulate you anymore, or you have nothing else to give them, then they let you go. And I've had that happen to me twice in recent years.
It's very nature versus nurture.
And you know what the shitty sad thing is? The whole nurture thing. If their parents, like, all of the things had to do with their moms.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what comes from that? Borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder, they don't know who they are. They don't have anything, like a personality on their own. Like, they don't know where they fit in. They don't have any friends. They burn all their bridges. Like, classic cases of borderline personality disorder. And my friends have said, this person sounds like this, with borderline personality disorder, or they're probably, but it kind of sounds like they're mostly just strictly narcissists. So,
and honestly, I think a lot of narcissism stems from just a personality trait that they all share, which, whatever that is, I don't know. But I think it also, that personality trait combined with not having parental figures in their life that would call them on their shit, that would say, you can't do that. I've known several narcissists where, again, like you said, they have issues with their mothers. Either their mother died at a pivotal moment in their life, or their mother was abusive, or what have you. But it is a mix of borderline personality disorder also, I think. I don't know that one can exist without the other. I think they're interchangeable, in a way.
Mm-hmm. And it's a fine line between everything, because think about it. Even with PMDD, which you and I both have, a lot of doctors diagnose it as bipolar. A lot of cases are bipolar, and it's like, but because it looks like it's bipolar, but it really is not. Like,
No,
my eggs are dropping, I get crazy. Like, it's been a while since I've had any horrible PMDD issues. I'm just having other issues with my body. But, you know, people have been diagnosed with bipolar when they really have had PMDD or PME or, you know, some sort of something that has to do with the hormones, because women, we're fucked.
Well, and honestly, I preface this by saying I love my country, hate my government, fear my government. The mental health industry is such a joke that even if you're lucky enough to get diagnosis of what's wrong with you,
Excuse you.
trying to, one, find a place that you can go to get the diagnosis that's reputable and will carry to other places. Two, being able to continue the treatment. And three, continuing the treatment at an astronomical cost. I mean, right now, because I'm a consultant, so I'm temporary at my work, so I'm still able to get state insurance because I don't have a permanent job. Thank God for that. With this, and I know we'll go into this on another episode with my child, but as you know, I have dealt with a lot of mental and physical issues with my oldest. And
hey, at least you're dealing with it, because a lot of parents just ignore it.
you know what? The way I look at it is, as a parent, once that baby is born, and no, I am not going pro-life, pro-choice on this. That's not this topic. But once that baby is born, you as a parent give up the right to be selfish. It is no longer about you. It is going to be about that child, and you as a parent need to know that I did everything I could to help my child. Now, if it's a cost, because yes, I mean, therapy can run upwards of $200 a week for a single session. A lot of times it's a cost thing, and therein you have people that have to give up their meds, people that have to give up their therapy, give up their IOPs, whatever it is they're in, because they can't afford it anymore. Now, I think if our mental health was a little bit better, the mental health industry,
we could go on a downward spiral on this, because why does everybody having mental issues? Monsanto!
Oh, God. Monsanto. It just, between labels, mental conditions, it just seems like either people are really quick to diagnose, or they don't want to.
They're getting paid either way. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, they're getting paid either way, insurance and what have you. But what just pisses me off is that you'll have some conditions that are very serious psychological conditions. We're talking bipolar, severe bipolar, borderline personality disorders, schizoaffective disorders, schizophrenia, ODD. And the problem is that when you start seeing these warning signs in young adolescents to teenage, doctors won't officially diagnose because they don't know. They don't want to be wrong and sued for malpractice. This is my opinion, don't come for me. They don't want to be sued for malpractice if it turns out that this child was just having a really hard puberty. Really,
it's kind of understandable.
It is understandable, but what's frustrating is I've dealt with those issues as far as getting people diagnosed my whole life.
Yeah.
But for my family, I'm amazed I'm as sane as I am.
And my question, your sister, was she diagnosed as a teenager or as an adult?
She was unofficially